Some friends of mine suggested that I try using ASMR in my videos. I'm pretty sure this is what they meant. My name is Justin and welcome to my channel Nooks Cooks. Today I'm going to teach you how to cook beef caldereta. So let's start. Caldereta is a stew that's usually served at large parties or fiestas, and traditionally it's cooked with goat or calderetang kambing. Goat is not my personal favorite, and I've tried so many times to like goat, but I just cannot get over that gamey flavor, and that's okay. Today I'm going to be cooking my caldereta with beef. There are variations that include beef or chicken or pork. Caldereta comes from the Spanish word caldera, which means cauldron. And caldereta has its origins from Spain, specifically the Iberian Peninsula. Here are all the ingredients for caldereta. Like in many Filipino dishes, I have garlic and I have onion. Specifically, I'm using yellow onion, russet potato, red bell pepper, carrots, tomato sauce, a drained can of sweet peas, cane sugar vinegar. If you watch my adobo video, you'll see an explanation of cane sugar vinegar, soy sauce, water, finally the beef rib. I went to a couple of grocery stores and able to find enough beef rib, and that's why there's some variation in the cuts, but they're still all beef rib. If you look closely, I put a little slit in the beef rib, so after they cook, the meat will come off nicely instead of one large piece. It might be too big for one person or one bite. And there are a lot of Filipino dishes that look similar. There's a meme about it, and I'll place it right here. Start by mincing garlic. Peeling and dicing an onion. Dice a red bell pepper. Peel and cut carrot into oblique cuts. By oblique cuts, I mean that I take the carrot and I rotate it as I cut it at an angle. And this is a way to get the carrots to be the same size and shape, which is important to cooking evenly. And I think it's a nice shape because this is more of a rustic dish, so you don't have to have it look perfect like a julienne or any cut like that. Next, peel and cut a russet potato into medium-sized cubes, roughly the same size as you cut the carrots. I like to cover the potatoes in water before they're ready to cook. That way they don't oxidate and discolor. Now I lightly salt the beef ribs. Now this next step is optional. I like to sear the beef ribs. It adds a little bit more flavor. So I put a little bit of vegetable oil into a cast iron skillet, and I say a little bit because a lot of fat is going to render from the beef. At this point, the beef is starting to put on some nice color, and if you've ever had the pleasure or displeasure of taking organic chemistry, you'll recognize this as the Maillard reaction. Now it's time to put those seared beef ribs into the Instant Pot pressure cooker. If you don't have a pressure cooker like this, you can cook down the meat for 2 to 3 hours or until the meat is tender. Now add soy sauce, cane sugar vinegar, water, just to add a little bit of liquid in there, and 2 to 3 bay leaves. Then I put the pressure cooker on the meat stew setting for 35 minutes at high pressure. In the same cast iron with rendered beef fat, I fry the carrots to give them some nice color. I drain off the water from the potatoes and put them in the frying pan and cook them until they start browning lightly on the outside. Lastly, I add the diced red bell pepper to cook them down and soften them up. Once the pressure cooker is done, I carefully release the pressure, making sure not to burn myself. And you can see here the meat is super tender. A lot of the meat has fallen off the bones. Now it's time to start putting everything together, starting with the onions in some vegetable oil to cook them down until they're soft. Then add the garlic and cook until fragrant. I did not realize my lens was this steamed up. Oh well. If you look hard through the steam, you can see I changed pots mid-cook. I wanted something a little bit wider and shallower to better render down the sauce. Now I add in the tomato sauce and let it cook for about 3 minutes to let it soak in that onion and garlic. Now add in the beef ribs. And then add the rest of the sauce. I'm going to simmer this for about 15 minutes. I make sure to mix it every once in a while so nothing burns. And then add half of the red bell peppers, and this simmers for about 30 minutes. This helps thicken the sauce. I don't know why it's only half, it's just something my family does. After 30 minutes, I add the remaining red bell peppers, and then the potatoes and the carrots, and I cook this at medium heat until the potatoes and carrots are fork tender. Once the potatoes and carrots are fork tender, I turn off the heat and add the peas and mix it all in. Okay, the caldereta is ready and I am starving. I have barely eaten, so let's get started. I'm just gonna get the sauce and put it over the rice. Get a little bit of everything here. We got some peas, we got some carrots, and of course we have the beef rib. So we're just gonna get the sauce or the sabol all over the rice. There we go. Man, this looks good. So here's the beef rib. We pressure cooked it, let's see. Well, we already saw it was falling off the bone, and look at that, it's just coming apart. Beautiful. Okay, so in Kapampangan, we say mangantana or mangantamo. Let's eat. Let's get some carrot on there. This is so rich. I could have cooked the meat or pressure cooked the meat, put it in the refrigerator overnight and let the fat congeal, and then skim that off. But for filming purposes, I kept it all in there and it is rich. So probably tomorrow when I put this all in the fridge, I'll skim off some of that fat just to, tone down the richness. It's good, but not good for me. Let's have another bite. Of all the things I've cooked so far, this is by far the richest of anything that I've cooked. It's still well balanced, but this is not as acidic, even though there is the vinegar. It's just a nice hearty dish, good for any weather, especially if it's cold. Just comforting, just like, I can't think of anything. I feel like I say that every video, but I cook because these are all comfort foods, and every time I cook them, I just feel at home. So yeah, in Kapampangan, we say when something tastes delicious, we say manyaman, and this is definitely a manyaman. Thanks everybody for watching my videos. I really appreciate it. I'm having so much fun. I've made it to double-digit videos now, and I feel like I'm just getting started. So feel free to reach out to me on any of my socials, whether that's Instagram or TikTok or here on YouTube. One of my favorite things is when people send me pictures or they tell me how it's turned out when they've recreated some of the recipes from my videos. So remember to like and subscribe. Peace!